Wakey, wakey. It is still officially the morning. Yeah. What does this girl do after a holiday? Hold on. Give me a second because I need a crystal. There we are. We're back at it. I took this one to a spiritual bath with me. So it's nice and charged and cleansed and all that good stuff. Empowered. Anyway, I wanted to do a quick check-in. This one is on the agenda. Scene? Yeah. That's what we're doing. Sometimes I like to do things that are kind of like cryptic and vague. And the title just what comes out? What are you gonna do? It's like think fast, psh, you know? Actually, it's the other way around. A little fast forward. So anyway, I've got 5 of Swords on the recipient side. Oh, so good. And then 2 of Swords on the doing side in reversal. So this is an opening, a clearing of path, like we're swimming. Like, okay, so we're in this fish tank like this, whatever size it is. We're in this fish tank, and regardless of our flipper size or whatever, we're navigating, but things get like we're changing the water, or maybe like adding, anyway, debris is flying everywhere because of, you know, an inundation. Or I'm hearing like frisky type of species around. So anyway, this is a clearing of path. Like you're just getting through it. Okay, so part of that navigation is also causing a stir. Okay, just you moving about. Okay. Okay, so on the agenda and scene. Okay, did I say it? Yeah, that's what I. Oh, divination is so fun. Okay, 5 of Swords on the recipient side though. That's like having to battle it out, kind of having. I feel like this is more of like finagling, because the doing part is kind of like harmless. It's kind of uncertain but easygoing at it, which is great to have. When you're in a realm of uncertainty, it can stir up a lot of ill feelings. But this is like, oh, that's just part of the environment, you know. It's more active than, let's say, scuba diving. Just because I feel like you're using all of your limbs in this suit, and still a balance of chi. Yeah, so there's some kind of like navigation with your energy center here, Tina. Okay, so 5 of Swords though. Let's see here. I need to have some light. Excuse me. So I can see. Oh, darling. Okay, we'll do that. That's fair. All right, 5 of Swords. Okay, so there's an announcement. I think there's a little bit of irritation here, like people calling, like, what is it, stirring up trouble. You see, I just noticed like they're kind of trumpeting into a dog's ear when the dog can easily smash them. So I think people are like poking and prodding at me here. I mean, energetically speaking, that's what it looks like. There's some irritation, and they're trying to like pass the buck off on that, you know. On this sleeping dog. I mean, it could very well be that this dog is deaf. But noticing that this is a sword suit and only one of them is holding a sword, okay, lifting up the ear, that implies that there's this trumpeteering is a total of 4 swords in its harshness. So yeah, definitely there's some sharpness to this kind of noise, those efforts. We're not going to get into details, but I feel like it's a compilation of efforts, whether it's a conglomerate type of coven energy, like in its, you know, smaller form, or individuals like that don't really know each other, and or that are misaligned, and just like, well, they've got to be misaligned, right, here on this. Okay, so Four of Swords, something to think about. Okay, coming through is something to think about. Communication. You know, I pride myself in the realm of communication, and it's an orthodox form, and it's in most inclusive form. So you take all of the cues, regardless of where they came from, and being able to differentiate doesn't necessarily mean dispose of in its automated form. So what do we want to say here? This is being receptive to it all, but not having to take everything in. Okay, so something to think about. There's like competing interest also with what's coming through. So not so much competing with me, I would say. I feel like competing interest, like everybody out for their own particular agenda and interests. So on the agenda and scene. Okay, therefore it's the scene. So that what this is that this is a manifestation that carries over from the written or the claimed to the active point. Okay, all right. Where do we want to go with this? We're using the Celtic Tarot of the Celtic Fairies. Okay, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. I think I'm gonna stay home to clean today. I think I was gonna go and, well, I just got through in a virtual interview, and it went a lot better. I felt a lot more mediated in my temperament. You know, I could use some refinement, but I feel like beyond the critical allowances, I've communicated what I need to communicate. There's a certain dynamic to each interaction. So overall, I would have to say it was fair interaction. There's, when you realize what the other parties are receptive to, you kind of like decline other parts of your intent or personality. Like you opt out of, you know, those inputs for the other person. Like, you know, it doesn't look like it's going in this arena, so I'm just gonna like nip that in the bud over here, and then just, you know, you got to conserve your time, your energy, and your space. So to that, I would say it was a fair interaction. And with that, with the pros and cons of such interactions, it allows me to not be so critical of or even call it a situationship, an intermittent situationship. So, you know, it allows me to let go and let the universe decide, or let people make their own decisions. And wherever I am, it's better off than wanting to be someplace else. So I'm here. I'm here finally, Tina. You're here. Okay. So just keep swimming is what they're saying. You know? Yeah, when you like, you can be in stillness and still be able to navigate, like move around. That means that your other energy centers are your other chakras are not inhibited, but more on reserve. Not dormant, but on reserve. And so you're holding that tight, right? And you're just going with the mobility of moving through the environment, like making your rounds. So you capture all these snippets, etc. Tina, you're doing this and that. And I've done this before. I've done it plenty of times. But I'm getting a lot better at it, especially when it's I don't have to like task myself to it. What's here? 5 of Wands. Yeah, for sure. So you get to see what is being stirred up by just sheer observation. Yeah. So there is conflict. So we move from the dog to the cat. Both are have reason to be irritated. These are bigger, larger entities that are seeing what like these other surrounding creatures are doing, especially when they come in packs 2+, right? So there's conflict that resides within a certain environment, and it's undoubtable, and it's come to the point where it's no longer forbidden to speak of. It's an easy mention. However, the frustrations overlooking, like as an umbrella on this environment, there's much more expressed in that that weighing on that than any like hierarchical conflict. So this is, I'm observing people who are observing, but observing in frustration. So it gives me a lot more of a validation in my mediation, like self-mediation, and looking over like all of it. It gives me a lot more objectivity and reason for it. So you know, this is something. That's number 55 here. It's a master adventurer. Again, navigation, and seeing like the heartbreak, the disappointments, the things that fell through. Any double talk that is now validated, like, oh yeah, it's not just speculation. No, that is, there's something wrong here. So judgment, it will come though. You know, it gets worse before it gets better. I always tell myself that when I'm going through the nooks and crannies of my wardrobe. I have to know what I have. I have to take inventory. So it becomes this whole what do you want to say? It becomes, yeah, definitely an event. Okay, but yeah, victory is to follow, and what opened up to it is 7 of Pentacles. Victory is to follow. Isn't that insane? For sure. Victory, you know, um I don't know what else to say. Behind that was 6 of Pentacles, right behind the 6 of Wands in reverse, which is master number 66, Miss Master Lover, Master Artisan. This guarantees an exchange, a proper exchange between 2 different, you know, individuals that can still contribute to the same goal. So this is moving rocks, and then therefore the elevation to moving mountains. Yeah. I guess that's how the Stonehenge was made. Something similar to that. It's a collective effort, from what I understand. Yeah. So this is not like petty. How do I say it? This is not a petty task. This is not like kicking rocks or skipping rocks together. This is like project oriented. This is something that's very impactful. So it looks like there's a roundup of other pentacles or stones energy surrounding, but this is being, there's attempts to, I don't like, yeah, it feels like Stonehenge, but it implies that there's a distance between the collective of stuff here and this. So what are you going to say about that? So when you're moving from the 5 of Pentacles to the 6th one, the 6th one is significant. The 5 is significant in its like midpoint of like the verge of change. And so it's The sixth one is like that additional investment that's almost like the one up, that implies the one up, that now there's equal and fair exchange. Mhm. So this is highly significant if I would say a milestone, especially following the other two cards. Fantastic. I'll put that one down too because that is significant. All right, we're just going to do a short reading today just because I'm figuring out like what I want to do today. And I don't know if I want to I I don't think I'm supposed to, how do I say it? I have to be very discreet. I think I want to make things today. So I'm going to do that. Oh gosh, where'd that go? That is a page of something. Let me go ahead and grab it. I just got resituated here. Excuse me. Come on through. Page of Pentacles, extroverted. So what are you going to put out? What are you going to release? Huh? Let's find out. Oh look, Queen of Pentacles on the bottom. So whatever you put out there, it's going to manifest into something beautiful. Right behind it is the Chariot card. Yeah, so just go for it. Yeah, start. This is a start. This is not your ordinary start. I keep getting the King of Swords here. It was previous earlier today in reversal, and more frequently I've been seeing it in its reversal form, which is a little startling. But under the I don't know, interactions or communications, the relationship that I have with the King of Swords is fluent, I would have to say. My Gemini is quite proud of that. Gemini sun. Yeah, but it's unique. So the natural inclination to see the King of Swords in reverse, for any reader, or even non-practitioner, the energy on its own is quite startling. So that's a forgiven default if that comes by me, if I ever express that. They understand that. They don't take any offense to that. In fact, they understand the reason why. But here it's showing upright. And so dominantly speaking, I would say now 95% of the time, the King of Swords in reversal is still quite in my favor. Oh, yeah. I could say that, yeah. So they're backing me on this, protecting me. King of Swords is Archangel Michael energy. Oh. And then the King of Cups in reverse there. So it looks like I don't know if I want to talk about their personal life. I would just have to say that the King of Swords is going through it. Working on, for the validity, if they are here watching, which they are. King of Swords. They're working on their internal components that are very impactful because it's water energy, but it takes time to navigate through its properties. So when you switch your weaponry or your resources from one aspect that is quite tangible and unforgiving in its swiftness, then it can be a challenge to navigate through something that's tangible but free flowing, and it takes time to cut. You're talking about Grand Canyon style. So, oh yeah, definitely. Look at that cliff. Like, this person is on a journey, like a different type of journey, which is fine. We're not making fun. It's just, we're just showing the visualization. That's a Fool card for the King of what do you call it? Swords, and they're crouched down, like really you know, thinking about things. So their mastery in their sword suit is well versed. But following that, oh wait, was that the Knight of where was I? I thought that was the King of Cups. Anyway, we all have to start somewhere. So Knight of Cauldrons or Knight of Cups and not King. I don't know. Because I don't have my glasses on, but there's a Knight. I thought it said King and then Knight. But anyway, they're both Knights. Knight of Wands. Yeah, so this is stirring their own cup. Yeah, it's a cup and the wand energy in reversal. So this is very much internal. This hits close to home. Yeah, and it's finishing up a very large cycle. This is great for the King of Swords to manage in this, only because the external factors are in fact external. This is like a control unit in which they can they have peace of mind that they are the one in the driver's seat. There's no co-piloting here. This is an expression of one's own character development. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, oh my gosh, totally character development. 4 of Wands. That is self-realization. Like, not just you matter, or different aspects of yourself matter. And it's measures of growth. So you can expand in certain areas or retract, as well as discover new areas. And I feel like this is an area of discovery and expansion rather than retraction, because 4 of Spears or Wands is home and hearth. It is being able to like bring people home unashamed, and that also means your temple, knowing like not being embarrassed by self, especially when you experience the interactions of with other walks of life, and the interpretation of what society deems as like worthy or special or wealthy, or you know, so it's feeling unashamed rather than unbothered. So there's a more positive note to this arena, because the word choice is very particular. It's so we're not just looking at the variety of diction in which we can express ourselves, but this is a natural, like it's something that's like the less aversion you have to it, the easier the flow in finding the right words. So it just comes natural to you. So this is really, really great. So this is on the agenda and scene. So this is the Queen's version of how she would step into the king's role if like he's out like doing whatever, you know, like incapacitated, let's say. So this is how the Queen would do it, which is like a divine feminine form in its like that like the softer touch, like rounding off the edges and still getting like submitting the card, like reading the card, or laying them out. So this is good. It's not so abrasive at all, especially with the self. So how you deal with self is a primary source and sets the tone of how you set it for others. So when you're good to your people, let's say you have underlings or even colleagues, that's a good expression of like how you treat yourself. And I think that's commonly known, but I think it's phrased a different way here. Okay, I like it. All right. Anything else that you want me to know? It's been almost about 25, almost 24 and a half minutes, but on the scene, or on the agenda and scene. Anything else? My divine panel on the agenda and scene. Okay. I feel like I'm there's a strong there's an energy here that is strong enough to make me feel like I am reading, like I'm sharing the read with them. I normally don't feel like that. I normally feel like as I was growing, I felt like I felt obligated to share, and then I realized my power, and then I'm like, I don't need to share everything. This is solely my read, that kind of thing. But this particular one, while I'm reading for myself, it feels like it's veering off to like, what is it? Like a wormhole, or like a suction to someone else as well. It's shared energy, but it's someone else is cueing, like pointing the finger, like, oh, that, like you're teaching somebody, and the focus, because it's in a big classroom, is they're pointing to a certain area on the board to isolate a certain variable, and everyone else is like, zoning into that. So yeah, tower moment inverted. There's a captured attention that it's like, feels like, yeah, someone is like, it's almost simultaneous thing, like almost concurrent. I wouldn't call it a parallel activity, but like, it's just like, there's no race to the finish. It's to each their own, but not every man for themselves. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's an acknowledgement of other sentience alongside, and we're moving at our own paces. And in the realm of, like, when we look over, it's the realm of encouragement or validation, rather than like a lacking, or like I'm gonna beat you. This is more like, okay, we have a certain rhythm within within the flow. So that's what I feel like here, as far as, I mean, the tower moment inverted. Inverted looks like someone has made a decision on me. Some entity, some energy has made a decision on me. It's very striking. Like, I will not miss. Like, I am going to fire up the sword like Gambit in X-Men. And I'm going to make sure that it's not only going to be strike its aim, but almost like create a self-implosion. Yeah, what I'm hearing is folk implosion, natural one. The song. It's inverted, dude. It's isolating. Like, there's something. Okay, now can we elaborate a little bit more on that, please? Oh my goodness. It's going through these slots like ballots here. Okay, so 2 of Cups in reverse. So there's some kind of secret energy here. I have to move this bench. Okay, so give me a second. Oh, there's 2 that fell over. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, 3. Okay. Okay. And that is the start, the header card. 7 of Cups in reverse, the select choice. And then 8 of Cauldrons inverted. Leaving to me. Hold on. Someone is choosing. What? So there's something about an upcoming relationship. No longer really secret, because this person is leaving their place. They're like, there's too much noise in where I'm at. Like, the grass is literally greener as I see it. It's here, it's like they have a garden of their own, but everything is like so familiar. Like, okay, what do we have on Tuesdays? Hamburgers. What are we gonna have on Wednesdays? I don't know, chili dogs. I don't know, whatever. There's something about it where it's like so predictable. That's what it is. Like, there's a path here. It's stone. It's carved. Like, what else? Like, there's no surprise. There's no incentive, is what I'm hearing in the spark of interest. like when you're looking at the cups energy and you're highly intuitive, like you want life to exceed expectations. You want life to be a little bit unpredictable and unfamiliar to keep like on going and learning and discovering and like, or is this all there is? You know what I mean? And so when you see like the comfortability of like, is this all there is? Then by human nature, those that surround you, even self, are very much triggered or cued to act a fool, act up, you know, like, oh, this is boring. Like the landscape is boring now. So what do we have to keep ourselves like engaged? And so there's just that. There's like this off grid refinement of like echelon energy. Like it's not, I mean, it could veer into the meaning of like absolute luxury, but this is like controlled luxury. So controlled, it's like everything is budgeted, this and that, and everything is just way too familiar. So there's like um, leaving an area of life, and that could be within its physical state or more of like an internal type of journey. That's the energy there, and that's a firm choice because that's following the Tower card basically. But the prefix to this set is the Two of Cups in reverse, so it's upcoming relationships or like some kind of parting and dissonance. You know, polarities exist, so it's very much existing here, but on a flat plane. So it's not like this or that, it's all of it simultaneously in this like, meanwhile back at the ranch. And then like, you know, so this is a new start. 5 different languages, any way you see it, up, down, left, right, whatever, you know, perpendicular, whatever. There's something about it that's and I have to tell you that I think this image was pulled from the 7 of Swords. So it's like, it's a little bit of a gamble, but it's kind of not. Like the arena snippet here is like a reminder, like flashback of your life. Da 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 da. So this is 7 of Swords, I believe. That's like, you might be cheating yourself. Is this all there is? You know? I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna remember that. That's my like little mantra, visual mantra. And then you can tell me in 5 different ways. I'll tell you in 5 different ways why I want a new start, a chosen start. This is 7 of Cups, and no longer ruminating on those options like of what I can do. I just know I'm not going to do this for the rest of my life. That's what it's showing me, because I am so much more than what than like organizing a garden. Like, oh, the irises have to go here, and then like, well, so it's having a lot more freedom, and also having the flexibility and interest to engage with that freedom, to like kind of entertain it. So I like it. I like it. Oh, yep. Ace of Cups or cauldrons. Yeah. So this is a massive stir, a dawn of a new day, an awakening. That's basically the yolk that's about to be propped into there. So we're having egg drop soup. I don't know. But that's what it looks like. A little streamy right there. Yeah, but it's magical. I mean, this is a presence of other fae, and it's like reincarnate form. Like it's about to these are babies, like baby fae energy souls, you know, type of here. That's what they're showing me here. So this is good. This is a fresh new start and beginning. And we're looking at the bucket here. And then like your transfer, this is your new hot tub, Dina. not Cinderella. But let me go ahead and I want to go ahead and look. Okay, first the top of the deck. 5 of Pentacles, and it lifted up this too, 4 of Pentacles. So we have 9 of Pentacles here. Finding stability and independence in one's like, how do I say it? So this is the ownership of working in like the bare bones approach. Like, you don't know. I don't know. You're wagering with the world. Like, oh, see, look, the dots. This is a little carried over from there. So yeah, this is the first, I've gotten this card quite a few times, and this is the first time that I noticed all those little dot thingies. So yeah, I mean, this is 9 of cups, or 9 of pentacles or stones divided, but it's budgeted into like reality. Like Okay, so this is what I got. I don't know where we're going here, but we're going somewhere. Um, and this is basically this is okay. So this is basically the third talon. So we have this Fae that is very different from the others because they have talons and they're quite fierce. And the last time I compared this to because of the arms and the fierceness, accountability, etc., ownership, I compared it to Kali in Fae form. And so, what do we want to say here? So we got the talons here for lift off, with a +1 or then some. But then this is also an expression of an upper talon here. So this is being able to, this is, how is it? When we're talking about character development, this is also building not just muscle, but also form like a reformation of limbs, like what you're able to do. So there's not just a receptivity and the ability for transport here and the wings, but also right over here. So this is its own talent, this awareness and responsiveness, yeah, to the externals. So we've got our escape mode with the wings. We got our ability to so navigation, takeaways, or transport, and the ability to directly speak to the outside realm. Okay. All right. So bottom of the deck. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's about to start. Like there's something like these are this is very much instructional and also an introduction in its written form. So contracts are being formed as we speak. Oh, yeah, aggressively. You bet on it. There's something about like there's 100% buy-in. Like if this could be 1,000 or whatever hot temperature, like lava, sun type of energy, very aggressive. This is a firm yes, like undoubtedly, obsessively yes, like okay, okay. So this is highly attractive, like entrancing is not the word for it, like it captivating type of energy, and it's like a little scary. But nevertheless, we have to go through process, and this is going through its written form. Like, okay, this is you're going to make a major decision, and like to be very simple but procedural with the process, you're going to list out the list of pros and cons, and then you're going to like we're not just going to work based on the first glance of like the volume, like, oh, this trumps this, but based on like the quantity. We're also looking at the compelling evidence of its of the qualities that each one represents to further weigh in. So that's a lot more complicated than going to that realm, but this is a formulation of like, how are we going to do this? Again, I told you, I forgot. I was going to look for this card. It is the 7 of Swords now in reverse. Like, that's no BS. There's no, like, trickery, no deceit in the formulation of this. Even though we saw the Devil card, this is like a major yes, like the big O face yes, like a lot of yeses. That's why I laughed at first, because it's just like, that's not the dominant, that's not how we want to roll out here, but that's part of the message. So I'll relay it. So, okay, so no BS. So at the top of the deck, no secret to my sass, on the agenda and scene is Queen of Wands in reverse. This is being objective with your magic. You can do a lot, Tina. You're still in growth. This is a highly desirable energy. It is a witch in her dormancy of extra skill sets. But let me just make sure. What else do we gotta say about that? 8 of Pentacles, like she puts in the work. So I'm not, I don't know. I don't know if I would call myself exhausted, but spiritually, sometimes we can't speak to our own spirit. Like, no, 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 I'm doing fine. I'm fine. Fine. I'm totally. And then you like plop out, like, I'm just gonna lay my head right here. And then you snooze for like 2 hours. But so like I can't 100% speak to that because it may or may not be based on the things that I've been doing and processing. But I would definitely say this is like, I read like 4 or 5 times whether or not I should go here for today and do this, or retract and do this. And it kept telling me, do what you want, Tina. Do what you want. Don't do whatever it is just like solely based on money. And I'm like, but that's part of that's my goal. You know, like I you know. And so I it's like a spiritual test of like with your best friend. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so the higher ups or whatever have tasked like my BFF, basically, like Goddess Kali or whatever. Not or whatever, but you know, so task them to like check in on me and see like, oh, you know, is she really gonna, you know, just ask her, okay? It's just so that's no pressure. And this is like candid view, candid mode, like what would Tina choose? And so that would directly be interpreted as, because it's so candid and with someone very well trusted, that relationship, that bond, that they could interpret where I'm at, like a little like a private progress report, like just check on Tina, you know. So that's what's happening with this. Yeah, like I should acknowledge and be very firm with the fact that, you know, I've done a lot of work on the outskirts, and if people cannot see that, then they cannot see me, and that's just how that is in a variety of, you know, it's interpretations. So like factually speaking, then they must not see me for who I am or what I deliver, or they must not see the context of it. And then there's that other context where I'm withdrawn, like they just can't see me. If you don't get it, why am I going to keep like, you know, trying to beat a mute horse, right? Okay, my hair is coming out. Okay, gotta fix that. Anyway, okay, so that's that. So they kept saying like, do what you want. Then they kept telling me in a variety of ways, like, you know, stay here. And they told me about like the pros of, well, because I asked what it would look like if I, you know, did this, and it just, it was still positive, but not in the positive direction that I would like to go with things. So, you know, I can't ignore these messages. Like, I would disappoint myself if I tried to like try to control the interpretation of it. And I think that's the case. Holy smokes! Now it looks like I really just woke up. I had my hair nicely, but it's okay. My hair is feeling a lot healthier now. Okay, my 3 takeaways are, oh, the Emperor, boss, the boss. So, what do you want to say about that? So this is the element of bossing up. Okay, this is not just being put to task, but like reading between the lines of how you manage your time and what you claim, you know, when no one's really tasking you. Like, what is important to you, and when you're self-driven. And this is not, this is more of like a personal type of view. Like, nobody's gonna be like assessing you, like judging how you do things when you're at this level. Nobody really valid within their, you know, state of measures. But this is claiming your power back. And it's not from you know, let's say takers generally in its usual sense, but this is claiming your power back, like in not just being so loose with your time. Like you shouldn't, what they're telling me is like you shouldn't dictate your like investments based on how, like solely on how the environment interacts with you. That's what they're telling me. Like I understand like in buyer behavior, etc., this and that, that it is important to get the like SWOT analysis. It's important to get an idea of your, you know, give weight to your environment. But for this particular one, since it's so personal in your life experience, it's saying that that's invalid. You have to create another tangent of structure for this, you know, set. It's not a subset, it's a primary. Like what do you want to do, Tina? So this is boss mode and claiming back your power of choice. So valid. Okay, let's get a clarifier for that. My takeaway. The wheel of fortune in reverse, for sure. Like, you hold the wheel however you want it, Tina. And if it looks like you're on standby or bench warming, what you're doing is just being detached. You know, there's so much more to life to experience than, you know, what the bittersweet symphony of life in its monetary form. Because it's going to be bittersweet anyway. Might as well get a flavor for, you know, all of it. Interesting. Okay, that's my readings have become a little different. But I like it because like I'm not involved with anyone in particular right now, not even casually speaking. So it makes it so much more satisfying to be able to come to these conclusions and it's just it's clearer. Picture is clearer. It's I just know that no one else is driving my behaviors or my choices in this. That's what it looks like. I think that's just what it is. Straight up the Emperor card, like that's the first takeaway of mine. Holy smokes. Okay. All right. All right. I feel like that's good ground covered. Like when you're like that, Tina, the grass is always greener on your side. Indisputably correct. Like, however you pattern your patio, like, you know, that new craze or whatever there's like you lay out stones, so like part of it is like only parts of green can show, but it's also in, I don't know. It's a mix of cobblestone and lawn, basically. Yeah. Okay. So this is your side of the fence, your lawn. Okay. Your lawn. Okay. I have a little like fly here that's moving around, but it's moving around like it's like a baby mosquito. So I just thought I'd mention that. That's why I'm figuring back here. My second takeaway is, okay, 2 here. It is the moon card with the 4 of wands. This is self realization, but it's also like it's the implication, like in it within its subtleties, that it's as it's self realization that like there's a self implosion of like as soon as you realize this within self, Tina, for you in particular, it's an automatic manifestation. So it's like you think like you're jumping like stones, like jumping like stone from one stone to another, like in this lake, right? And you're like, oh, I got on the 4 of wands card, I am this. So it but in all actuality, you stepped on something that was like right like immediately right after, like your leap was far greater than what the Four of Wands was like intended. Your leap was, your gate was so much farther into the actualization part of it. So you got much further in life just by sheer realization. That's how things have like what do you call it? This is expedited. This is crazy. This is good. I've never seen it like this before. Moon card. I mean, we're about 3 days until the second black moon, or new moon, or yeah, yeah, on Monday. So, there's something about that, like a yin yang type of thing. There's a secret speak in this. Those guided by the moon, like strongly. So I would say that even though it appears to be a black moon or second new moon in the final one of this year, it's like a hallmark to say, it's like how do I say it? It's actually kind of like full moon status here, just because of the translation of these cards. I'm looking at my calendar and just this is something like just when you think you landed something, usually like the saying is something like it like slips out of your hands or something like that. But this is like just when you think you landed something, you landed somewhere better off with these two cards. Because like that new moon energy translating into a full moon, they're showing me the rock as the moon in that mode here. Okay, so that's my second takeaway. That's very promising. This is excellent because we got like, no, I mean, I got the like 2 major arcana back to back in my first takeaway. Then the second one, like the moon card is, I would always hope to have like the moon card, dominantly speaking anyway, like on my side for manifestation. But this is a different kind of upgrade, you know, like what is it? Beam me up, Scotty. Something. I think that's not how it's really said, but that's how it's remembered. Beam me up, Scotty. It's kind of like the translation from here to there, and but there's, yeah, that's what they're saying. Interesting. Okay, by sheer intent, like call upon it and it happens. Okay, I like it. My third takeaway is 2 of Wands, Spears. I have sized that up 100% like correct. There's something about it like at the door, at the gate, there is no like secret password for this. There's something that's like energetically activated. Like when you're there, you're there. When you get it, you get it. And so there's like, you don't have to say open sesame, or even open sesame, sesame. But the sheer presence is like, you've like beat the code and the clock on this encrypted like matrix, Tina. Like when you show up to a scene, it's like very, I don't want to say matter of fact because it's not fixed. It's like you got it. It's very exacting. Like you can pinpoint a moving, you know, what baby, whatever flying thing it is. But anything else I get from this here? Like the doorman knows you. Okay. I'm gonna get one more clarifier for that. Okay. Page of Swords in reverse. I did not anticipate that. But, you know, there's a lot of people that be fibbing around. And it's like, most generous form of explanation. But this is also saying hold your tongue. On a more personal level, if this is just me, Lieutenant Killerbees. But this is like, you don't have to like over explain. You don't even have to give a certain phrase. Your energetic imprint, Tina, or like you've already cracked the code. That's what it's saying. You cracked the code. Okay. I like it. Okay, so for those out there doing the work. Oh, no, 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 wait, let's do the King of Swords, okay? Dominant energy, okay. King of Swords, what is their takeaway here? We're gonna do a single one, okay? Because Archangel Michael doesn't go extra all the time. He doesn't have to. He has a single sword. That's enough. Okay. For the King of Swords. High Priestess in reverse. Holy smokes. This dude is... Whoever this... what do you call it? Divine Masculine type of form in King of Swords energy. There's a lot that they're like undercover, like that they freaking know. They know, and they will hold it to their grave kind of energy. Not everything, but you know, there's certain portals and gateways for select few. You know, they have like different entrances is what I would just say. I mean, they have their own process going on here to manage that. But this also says for this energetic, there's a certain ratio of them that are like there's an inner knowing, a divine feminine inner knowing that they were blessed with by, let's say, like their grandma or great grandma or great aunties, that it's there's something here that like is laying dormant and they can feel it, they know it, because they're hitting the cup energy. I told you, the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands energy from the earlier part of oh my gosh, we're in here an hour here, but okay, anyway, but they like she's in touch with the full moon, like, you know what I mean, like she's... So this is definitely, there's something that is awakening within them. I don't want to get a clarifier. May I? Yeah. Yes. I heard clapping on that. In Beyond the Veil especially. Yeah, it was from there. Okay, so King of Swords, clarifying the High Priestess in reverse. What do you say is their takeaway? Based on what was divulged too. Four of Cups in reverse. Yeah, there's they're making the right... It is a personal choice within this endeavor, because they could go on living however they're living and just ignore this part of themselves. They can do that, pop some pills and just forget about it, and then call it a day. But they're taking Spirit's cup. They're taking whoever, like, beyond the veil, that cup, that cauldron, that High Priestess energy within them. Like, they're taking that lead. Like, if they're leaving a certain home base or certain arena, certain grouping, in order to satisfy their I don't want to call it inner desires, but like this, something that's better fueling them, then they're making the right choice here to yeah, to be more engaged with life. That's what I feel like, rather than being jaded or because normally that would be the one in upright. So so there's obviously a buy-in if they had left a certain arena, and this is seeking satisfaction with the mere engagement. Regardless of how that plays out, it's going to be a lot more interesting and a lot more fulfilling to your soul than just staying put, staying as is. Okay, so there's that. But I don't think I want to dig any further on that. I feel like I just keep it light and easy, and yeah, I feel like that. Okay, so it's on the agenda and scene. I feel like that's it that we need to go through. I have to... There's something else. So making the right choice. Okay, I feel like there's one more, like a caution card, like a reminder card rather than a caution card for this. It's just like, okay, well, they validated, great, that's nice. But then that those endorphins like kind of like, you know, taper out faster than it would if you had some like a prompt for plan of action. And it's like a little nudge, kind reminder. So this is more like, again, the divine feminine form, and like that nudge in without coercion. So it's like putting a bug in someone's ear on that. I forgot how we were gonna say it. So the area of like reminder rather than caution would be like giving the first step, like, oh, that's the first step, and the second step is somewhere around there. So it's getting someone started, so that then it's not all about just endorphins of validity, but gaining more credibility in the passing the buck of moving forward. You know, like, this has to be done, and you're the best one to do it. So it's just giving a lead. That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, because you don't want that kind of flame to be like stifled, you know, like yeah. So okay, we'll get one area of like a reminder for this King of Swords. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. So they're saying you are quite magical. Okay. Logical, but also magical. Yeah. There is power in numbers, but that's also situationally speaking. So, the King of Swords knows that best. This also means a disintegration, a dissolving. Breaking up the energy in order to give space to new. So it's not quite like erasing with the eraser, nor like sending off someone to the guillotine. Guillotine? Is that how you say it? Guillotine? Guillotine, yeah. This is not so harsh. It's like the memory fades away of an energy once you engage in your self-wellness journey, because it's so much more of interest that it excludes anything that is not of the same caliber or similar. So it's a natural disintegration, and it's creating like a new, like a recycling kind of effect, a phasing in of a new realm. Yeah, I feel my legs like a cold, but not chill. It's a cold tingle. And especially around the knee area. So this is about articulation within your movements. That there's like a second life to your ligaments. Where are we? This is crazy. All right, I think that's it for now. We covered a lot of bases, and we aced it. All right, that's it for now. Thanks very much for all donations provided in and of light and love that reciprocate equally and therefore abundantly. Thanks so much. Upon calling, I call back all my power, energy, essence, gifts, strength, essence, gifts, all of that good stuff, mojo. From those that call upon, cast, generate, bring, magnify, multiply, and or any variation thereof, the aforementioned ill will, intent, thought form, pattern, and or entity to pass through it. Light of the Holy Spirit for cleansings, for blessings, for refortification in me. Only me. Hassle-free, no doubt. And no attachments except for all bonus points included. Thanks so very much. Okay. And upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with a sequence of roll out. And light and love, I close the portals in this reading now.